Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for your interest in the Cosmic Academy of Astrology. I'm super excited to be here with you today to tell you a little bit more about our super comprehensive astrology program that takes you all the way from struggling to put all of the pieces together to learning to give meaningful, accurate astrology readings and making predictions with confidence. This program is my baby. I am so excited to introduce it to you and to show you a little bit of the back end of the course and what's inside. But before we do, I just want to describe to you a little bit about the basis of the program and the way that we've structured it and designed it. This is a very unique program, unlike any other that I've seen out there in the astrology world. We start first and foremost by covering all of our bases, by giving you structured foundational knowledge that will help fill in existing gaps in your knowledge base. That's a big one because a lot of people struggle to put the pieces together when it comes to interpreting things that are more complex, like planetary aspects or transits, because they are missing important pieces or they've skipped steps in the learning process. Typically, this is because students are learning very haphazardly through YouTube videos, through books, through internet searches even, which is probably the worst way to learn, or through one-off webinars here and there. And there's no cohesiveness, there's no strategy to that education. In this program, we provide not only a ton of really solid, really valuable information that's been vetted that I know is tried and true through thousands of readings that I've done, but we also provide it to you in a very intentional, very structured, very strategic way. And so each week, you're going to build upon the knowledge that you learned in the previous module. And so you're going to go through module by module at your own pace. And after you've done one module, the next one will build upon the specific knowledge that you learned in the previous section. We also provide in every single module strategically designed homework assignments that are written and that are intended for you to do out of your own brain so you can start to integrate what it is that you're learning. So you can start to create interpretations for yourself at each layer, at each level as we go through the course. We also incorporate strategic research assignments as we get deeper into the program that will help you to see how the astrology is being reflected in your own life. This is super important because astrology is 50% book learning and 50% experiential. You're going to learn just as much by practicing and by observing your own chart and the charts of those around you as you are from the actual lectures in this course, which is over 100 hours of content and information. We also provide multiple choice quizzes for the foundational section because there is a lot of memory and retention involved there. And so you can test to make sure that you're retaining what you're learning as well. In addition to all of this, we have a 385-page student workbook that is available for you to download for free that will give you written information and notes that you can use as you follow along with this program. So there's a lot included here. And then beyond the actual information that we're giving you and the assignments that we're giving you, we provide specific direct mentorship. And so we have a whole team of expert astrologers who work as teaching assistants who have gone through this program themselves and who have been very successful in utilizing the program to give readings for their clients. These teaching assistants are there at any time to provide you with answers to your questions. We have a very quick turnaround where your questions are typically answered within a few hours. Longest is maybe 24 hours. And so as you're going through the material and you have pressing questions, your questions will be answered. That mentorship, that feedback is important. This is also where you can get feedback on what it is that you are interpreting. So you can post your homework assignments in our forum, which I'll show you in a moment, and get specific feedback and direction and instruction from our teaching assistants and sometimes from me as well. This is where you can talk about what you're learning and what you're doing through your readings and your practice exercises. So when you go out and practice and give readings, you can get feedback on those interpretations as well. And so all of this is included in the course, as well as a designated email account so you can email our teaching assistants directly and get answers there. We also do live Q&A sessions, and so you'll have a minimum of 4 Q&A sessions every single month. You'll have Q&A sessions that are specific to the level that you're on in the course. So whether you're in level 1, 2, or 3, you'll have specific Q&As that are centered around those topics. You'll also have access to all level Q&A sessions with myself and with our lead teaching assistant, Shanna Cross, who is our most experienced and knowledgeable astrologer on our team. And so you're going to have at least those 4. And I say at least because every time you unlock a new level to the course, every time you achieve that completion of that level, you get access to 2 new Q&A sessions where we're going to be doing demonstrations, so additional chart demonstration and answering your questions in real time using the charts that we're demonstrating with. And so that's a component of the course. This is also not going to be a solo learning experience for you. And so gone are the days of, hiding out in your bedroom with your books and not really knowing what's going on, not having someone you can talk about all of the exciting things that you're learning with, because we have a student forum that is super active where many of our students connect with study buddies and study groups that they form on their own even, and form lifelong connections and friendships through this community, which is one of my favorite things that happens in this course. So not only do you get access to me and our teaching assistants, but you get access to a whole community of hundreds of astrologers at this point that have gone through the program, who you can talk to, who you can practice with and do your practice exercises with, and you can talk about what you're learning and they'll be excited about it just as much as you are. And so that's a component of the Academy as well. Finally, we incorporate a lot of practice, as you could probably already tell from what I've told you so far. And so practicing giving readings is absolutely required after a certain point in this course. Again, that's because astrology is 50% experiential. And so we want to make sure that you get that experience while you're in the course and while you have the support of myself and our teaching assistants. So that way, when something comes up that stumps you, you can reach out for feedback, for answers, for mentorship from us. And so that is a really important component, and we walk you through everything you need for that before you jump in. But that's really the program. So structured learning, mentorship, community, and direct active learning and experience. This is not a passive astrology course. You have to actually do things in order to learn, because that's how astrology works. And so let's get into the back end of the course so you can get a little bit of a taste for what it is that you're going to be getting here. All right. And so this is the Cosmic Academy of Astrology. You can see here that there are many different sections and many different levels. We start with our orientation and prerequisite concepts, which cover everything you need to know to get oriented to the back end of the academy and utilize the many, many resources that we provide for you here. We also have prerequisite concepts for beginner students. So if you are a true beginner, it walks you through some of the super basics, like the different components of the birth chart. So we take you through what the birth chart actually looks like, how to generate it, how to pick out the signs, planets, houses, degrees, things like that. We do a brief introduction to the signs, planets, and houses, and getting to know your sun, moon, and rising sign. So level 1, moving on, is our foundational astrology course, and there is so much in here. So you're going to cover 10 planets, zodiac signs, and also every time we introduce a new concept, we also have a module that helps you to put it all together. So you can create your own interpretations for the planets when they're in the zodiac signs, rather than relying on a cookbook astrology text. We cover the houses, lunar nodes. We have all sorts of different demonstrations. We cover the planetary aspects, of course, in great detail. We have 2 whole modules that are very lengthy. And in the second module, we actually have videos that are about 30 minutes in length for every single aspect. This is because aspects are where most students struggle. And so in the foundational components prior to aspects, we really set up good foundations. We fill in the gaps that are preventing you from learning aspects. And then we go in and we teach it to you in great detail. We also cover things like house rulerships. We actually have a whole section here on house rulerships where we go over it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 modules, in addition to the module you get in the foundational section. And this is in level 2, by the way, where we cover transits, right? Which is what people are wanting to understand. You can't skip over foundations before transits. I don't recommend doing that because nothing can be activated by transit that's not already present as a signature in your natal chart. So we cover natal chart readings. You're going to know how to read a natal chart fully before you get into the transits. And this is also where we get into more detailed chart readings through the freaky accurate technique of house rulerships, which we go through in detail. In the intermediate and predictive astrology section of the course, we cover solar returns, lunar returns, annual perfections, and secondary progressions of the moon. And we also cover how to actually put all of these different components together. So solar returns and transits, how do you synergize those two together in order to give a cohesive reading? How do you incorporate lunar returns with solar returns, or annual perfections with solar returns and transits? And so all of this is covered. It gets very detailed, very nuanced, and we're layering your knowledge as you go through. Finally, in the last section of the course, we have modules on ethical considerations and counseling skills in astrology. So we teach you everything you need to know to give really good, cohesive readings that actually help your clients. And we have an entire section on building your business where we cover business mindset, a new business checklist, pricing guidelines. We also have a discussion on marketing that's going to be in here as well. And so all of these things are components of the course. And one of the nice things about the course is if you click on any section, so let's go back to aspects, not only can you ask your questions in the student forum, the link is up here, but you're going to be able to just comment below, and you'll get so many, you'll get really detailed feedback. This is someone who asked a question specifically about aspects and then got a very detailed response from one of our teaching assistants. And this is very common throughout the course. You can see Shanna and Yelena, our teaching assistants, answering questions on every single post here, on every single thread. Nobody's being left out. And some of these are very detailed because they're giving really specific feedback. All right, so let's go over to the student forum. So every Monday we post a Monday motivation post. This is from one of our teaching assistants, Alex, discussing imposter syndrome, because a lot of our students in this specific version of the course are going on now to give real life readings, not just for practice, but some of them are already on to giving paid readings because we're at the end of the course now. And and it's very engaged. This is actually someone who is giving his first paid reading this week and is asking about imposter syndrome. And we were, here to give him encouragement and let him know that it's completely normal and completely fine to feel that way. We have people asking questions about the homework and wanting feedback on that and getting their answers. And we also have sections in here where people can find study buddies and connect with other people. So that is in this section right here. And so people are looking for study buddies, and they're connecting and they're collaborating with one another and practicing. And I love, love, love that. And another thing you can do in the forum that we encourage is post your chart and give practice readings on other people's birth charts. And so people post their charts in here all the time, and then our students go in and give written readings for practice. And so there's a lot that goes on in this forum. We have a lot that goes on in general in this course. Basically, any way that you prefer to learn, any way that your mind works, we have a solution for that. If you need written information, we have a workbook. If you need visuals, we have plenty of demonstration and plenty of actual lectures. If you need auditory, the lectures are there for that especially. If you need feedback and actual answers to your questions, we have that. If you want to practice with other people, if you like that community connection, we have that too. So we made sure there's something for everyone in the Cosmic Academy of Astrology. If you're still not sure and you want to check it out even further, we have a demo version of the Academy down below where you can check out the entire module on the houses for free for 10 days. It also lets you click through the course but not actually watch it, so you can see all the different modules and components that you'll have access to in the curriculum. Thank you again so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the Cosmic Academy of Astrology. Bye, everyone.